5 things that made me fall in love with Wu Chang Fallen Feathers during my 50 hours early access. Number 1. Weapons and skill trees. You get 5 different weapon types going from long swords, axes, one-handed swords, spears, and also dual swords. Haven't found one yet. And each weapon has their individual skill tree that you can fully flash out. And most important, I've been going all the way here into the axe tree. I can reset the whole thing at no cost at any given point to then reinvest these points into whatever other weapon I'd like to. In the skill tree itself, you're going to get strength for the axe, for example, more vitality, endurance to have more stamina. You get generally new abilities like Shudder and Crush. This is going to have my heavy attack come out faster, or you can learn complete new disciplines like the Earth Shatter here, and then I equip that instead of, for example, the block my weapon currently has. On top, you get your general upgrades like more healing charges, twice, and that your heals heal more. And for this, we actually have to do quite some discovery throughout the world. Before we get to that, let's talk about the combat in Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, because it's quite fast-paced and punishing, because every hit of an enemy chunks down your health bar. In good old Souls fashion, even the standard crap dudes that you meet on the streets, if they slash you, they can deplete 1/3 or even half of your health bar, and there are elite enemies throughout the world that do really hit hard. That being said, name of the game in Wu Chang is dodging. It is not parrying. You can have weapons that have a block, but you're going to be dodging, because every time you dodge an attack, you're going to produce Skyborn Might. And this Skyborn Might is being used to cast your spells or to empower your attacks. In standard Souls fashion, we have the light attacks that can be comboed into stuff and enhanced over your skill tree. Then you got the charged heavy attacks and the normal heavy attacks. The dodging itself is quick. It's not a roll. It's more like a dash. And I like that a lot because you dash and then instantly attack. Dash, instantly attack. So it's often that you go into the opponent instead of away from them, because as soon as you start dashing away, you're not in weapon range anymore. And let's be fair, the enemies and the bosses in Wu Chang are rather telegraphed. That doesn't make them easy, but they're rather telegraphed. So you want to be inside of them, they swing, and then hit them straight away back, stagger them, get them in the moment where you can actually do a backstab execute attack. Very important. Always go inside your opponent. Now, on top of the light and the heavy attacks, you have the abilities of your weapon that are fueled by Skyborn Might. On left mouse button, I can do a Mighty Blow. I can do this without Skyborn Might, but with Skyborn Might, it's going to be more powerful. So I got to actually dodge some attacks first to build that up. Or in case of my axe, I can use the Thunderous Cleave, which would be the 4th part of the light attack chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that 4th part would fill up my Skyborn Might with 3 Skyborn Might right away. And my second attack on LB, that would be the Earth Shatter. And as you go through the world and kill bosses, you're going to be unlocking tons of spells. And they actually have good use, because this is a fire spell, very good against fire opponent. We get Corruption. We have Burn again here, and that's just standard magic. Each opponent has a weakness. Fighting against a ginormous tree dude, well, the Fire Slash into then the 4th combo attack with the axe instantly gives you Skyborn Might to then Fire Slash, and then light attack again, Fire Slash, light attack. It's actually an infinite chain that works extremely well. All in all, with a dash instead of a parrying, and the light heavy attacks plus spells and also the special abilities, you get quite some good fluent combat that in its core gives you the Elden Ring vibe, because you have to wait for your openings on the boss. You can't just mash away at him and then in the right moment parry and then keep at. So not like Sekiro, it's more like Elden Ring, but faster paced than that, because you're not rolling around. You're really dashing and fighting and dashing. And it's a damn good vibe and feels very nice to beat the bosses. That being said, it's not the hardest, right? I've been first trying some bosses, second trying. Doesn't make it easy or unfun. It's still a great experience, similar to Kazan the First Berserker. Now, I said the skill tree requires exploration, and that has everything to do with your materials, Fainted Red Feathers, Divine Gifts, and others. If I want to upgrade my axe to give me more axe mastery, I need Fainted Red Feathers. On the side here also, Fainted Red Feathers. If I want to get my gourd upgraded to have more drinks for healing, Forgotten Remembrance is needed. Down here, Lost Remains. And some of these items you do find on the main path, but not enough. For For this, you really have to go all the different branching paths. Sometimes you can run through an area in 5 minutes. You go from the start point, you really follow the wide obvious route, which is not always quite obvious. You're at the boss. Cool. But you'll ignore all the bonus stuff, all the bonus spells, potential weapons to find, the actual upgrade materials, and you'll end up weaker than you ever should be. Plus, you're just missing out on the fun exploration that there is to offer. So yes, you can rush through the game. Yes, you can go for NG+. You can pull an Elden Ring and only kill these 8 bosses that you actually have to do. But you kind of want to go through the whole world. You want to kill the elite enemies that you're fighting at certain intersections. And they're quite tough. But they also give you armor sets, and the weapons, and the spells, and everything. The game wants you to explore it, and it gives you ample reason. It rewards you for it. Doesn't waste your time. And those are just some of the systems, because we have here also the Benedictions. Benedictions you can buy from vendors, and you can equip them to your weapon. Right now I have an oath called Skyborn Might reduces damage taken for a time. So if I gain Skyborn Might, I get less damage, or increased damage dealt while at full health as well as damage taken. Interesting. So I will do way more damage, but I'll also take more. This is a permanent buff and determines a bit about your playstyle. I play this slow two-handed banger weapon that does a lot of damage and it initiates picking people over. So the vitality ferocity is good. Then we get the green ones, the memory fragments, and I have increased stamina recovery speed during Skyborn Might, or backstab attacks recover a small amount of health. And backstab attacks are being done quite often versus bosses, so that might actually be a good one. And lastly, you get the wisdom. Here it would be, for example, increases the potency of counter moves, and Skyborn Might increases your spell damage for a time. So if I gain Skyborn Might, and then I do my spell, holy moly, I'm actually going to be doing tons of damage. These Benedictions, again, from vendors, from discovery, from killing the elites, from killing bosses, from actually going throughout the world. Now, another interesting mechanic is your inner demon. If you die, this inner demon gauge fills up. And you will do more damage and also take more damage. If you then perish with your demon gauge being full, and you want to pick up your soul's Mercury in this game, then there might be a copy of you waiting for you that wants to whoop your ass. If you die, you're going to lose all the Mercury that was on the ground, but your inner demon gauge actually gets reset. If you win, you can pick up your Mercury, and you're awesome. We haven't talked about armor yet. Currently, I wear the standard stuff that I have, and there are some vendors that actually get more and more stuff if you give them items, so talk to the NPCs, they do something. I killed an enemy, and I got myself the Ming set. Now, the Ming set has stab slash, less vulnerability, and it's good against fire. So if I fight now a boss that does a lot of fire, be my guest, that makes sense. But I'm very weak to blight, poise, break, burn, frostbite, corruption, despair, paralysis, right? All my resistances are going down like crazy. So if we're fighting now physical, heavy enemies, it makes sense to use this set, especially because my dash or anything isn't like, I am as fast as I was before. I'm not actually hitting slower than before, right? Everything is as fast as before. But if we go back to our normal Wu Chang outfit, like, right, the dashes are exactly the same. The attacks are also the same. We're not attacking actually faster. Nope. But we are less vulnerable to afflictions. Choose your set to the challenge that you're facing at that very moment. And don't really look at, like, getting too heavy or anything. And you can actually alter your equipment on why. I want to have my Ming armor look like my standard feather armor. No problem. I can do that. And that free of charge, right? I don't have to go anywhere. I can just do that in my inventory. Like, talking about quality of life. Lastly, we get our Jade Pendants. So these slightly reduce damage taken and prevents Beast Roar from making you flinch. Very important in a boss fight, but I had to discover this first. And the other Jade Pendant, the Gourd, reduces damage taken while below a certain HP threshold. Aha! And, well, I have found 2. I actually missed 1 in Act 1. There's tons of them, and you really do want to find them. You really do want to 100% discover the game, as it just gives you more opportunities. That Beast Roar made one boss so much easier, and it was discoverable before that boss fight. All in all, Wu Chang offers a good, fun game experience. It's not the hardest of them all. If you like the rather fast-paced Souls games, you're going to find a very good, fun game to play with a lot of weapons to choose from. I'll at least do 3 playthroughs with 3 different weapons because it completely changes the playstyle. It completely changes how you actually vibe and fight. Now tell me in the comments below, are you going to give this a chance? We're going to live stream the whole playthrough here on the channel. And everything we find, every build, every secret, every pendant, every super cool weapon, we'll share with you. Enjoy. Have a good time.